Game 1 of the top 5 showdown between the Lady Vols and the Texas A&M Aggies went in favor of the Aggies in a game that quickly turned into a pitcher's duel. The game was going to be decided on who capitalized on the mistake first, and unfortunately for Karen Weekly's team, the Aggies did just that in the final frame of the game. An error in the 7th inning ended up being the dagger of the game, as that's the run that ended up crossing home plate to give the Aggies a 1-0 lead in the top of the 7th inning. Earlier in the week, Karen Weekly stressed the importance of defense and not getting sped up by a Texas A&M team that has incredible base runners. And in that final frame of the game, there were some cracks that kind of happened in that final frame, leading to a Texas A&M win.
Oh, it's huge, because they're going to put the ball in play. And Carlin did a good job of neutralizing them. I think we got a little sped up in the 7th inning when they got that runner on. So, but again, mistakes are going to happen, so we'll learn from them and move on.
The 6 innings prior, you really couldn't have asked for a better effort from Carlin Pickens, which has continued to be the theme for the pitcher for much of the season. By the end of it, she tossed 10 strikeouts, and against the Texas A&M team that only averages a handful of strikeouts a game, she once again goes above the average and continues to prove why she's one of the better pitchers in the nation. But Karen Weekly's team continues to struggle with complimentary softball, and that ended up being a factor in the game tonight. They did have some patience at the plate, leading to the 8 walks that we saw. But again, it's the struggle of making sure that on offense you are capitalizing and complementing what Carlin and the pitchers are doing for the team in the circle. And oftentimes that continues to be something plaguing the team.
Yeah, it is tough. And I feel like we've had some Friday nights like that, where we just couldn't muster up the offense. And, we're going to need to, find a way to score, because that's just a lot of pressure to put on her. She'll wear it. I mean, she wants it, but at the same time, I'd like to see us relieve that a little bit.
Yeah, and so a moment ago we mentioned the 8 walks that the Lady Vols were able to draw tonight, and kind of maybe contrary to what you might think about being able to draw walks is maybe patience at the plate, but oftentimes it shows aggressiveness at the plate and your ability to maybe see the ball a little bit better. The pitcher tonight for A&M was throwing all sorts of balls, and the Lady Vols, again, able to capitalize that to the tune of 8 walks. But once they got on base, they really were not able to do much with it. Karen Weekly says, I want to continue to see our team be aggressive in the base running. You look to maybe the out that we saw earlier in the game at third. She believes that, she was safe there. They'll review that later kind of as a team to look at it. But beyond maybe that one error, not being able to capitalize on the walks and being able to get people on base was a huge frustrating factor for this team. They left 10 runners on bases, left 10 people stranded in this game. And against the top-ranked team like Texas A&M, you can't afford to not capitalize on those moments of opportunity, and that's certainly something that they're going to have to continue to work on and hopefully fix for game 2 and 3.
I feel like when you go up there looking to be aggressive, you actually make better swing decisions. So I think it was our aggressive mindset that led to those walks, and we kind of thought that would happen if we could flip ourselves into a more aggressive mindset. So it might be weird to say, but we did take a step forward tonight.
But still, Karen Weekly is looking for a bit more conviction in the swings from her players, and not only having that conviction, but having consistency behind it. That's where we end up seeing maybe some hot and cold at-bats from the Lady Vols, and maybe where they've kind of struggled with their hitting abilities through much of the season. Hopefully they can find some more success and their conviction and aggressiveness at the plate in game 2 and 3, and what hopefully will at least be a rubber match on senior day for the Lady Vols. We'll have a nice preview on what that moment means to Karen Weekly coming up ahead of game 3. So certainly make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that content. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for Tennessee baseball.